What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So yes, my setup is different right now. For those who don't know, Houston was hit with a hurricane last night, and majority of the city is without power right now. So I'm not at home. I'm actually at my grandmother's house. Luckily, the power came back on earlier today over here. So I ended up watching Monday Night Raw at my grandmother's house. So this is why you see the different setup. Hopefully the power comes back on sometime tomorrow, but we will see. Thank you to everyone that was sending well wishes and prayers. All my family and friends, we're good down here. Me and Dub, we good. We just ain't got no lights, but we're gonna make the best of it. So, you know, just be on hold for us. Be patient with us. We'll be trying to get some videos to y'all later on this week. But I definitely wanted to check out what was going to happen on this episode of Monday Night Raw, the fallout from things that played out at Money in the Bank. And I definitely enjoyed the show. We got to talk about, obviously, the thing that everyone's going to be talking about, and that is Rhea Ripley has returned. There was rumors that she was going to be there tonight, and they even teased it, and they kind of made it, I wouldn't say obvious, but they definitely gave you hints that Rhea Ripley was going to return tonight. Dominic and Liv were going to be in that main event mixed tag team match against Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega or whatnot. So, of course, since that was going to be the main event match, you kind of had some idea of what was going on. And even, I want to say there was a situation where they cut to the back, and this is a very wild image. They cut to the back, and Dominic is in the locker room, Judgment Day area with Rhea, and you know he's trying to play it like he don't want to have nothing to do with her, but it's too late, my boy Dom. The footage has been real with you. And she's like, look, you seem tense. Let me help you stretch. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And she pushed him on the couch. And then she starts stretching his legs. And then the position, he just has his legs up. He's like, ooh, this actually feels kind of good. And then the rest of Judgment Day walk in. I thought that was hilarious. And it was a funny moment because everybody's like, yo, what's going on here? And you know, Damian Priest is like, look, man, like, I keep saying you're going to handle it, but we catch you doing this. And Dominic starts talking like, oh, you're starting to act like my dad, sound like my dad. And then Damian says, you know, maybe your dad was right in certain situations. Like, you know, you're not doing what you need to do. So Dom's like, I'm going to handle this. Cool, I'm going to handle this. So he brought everyone in Judgment Day because he had something to tell them. Finn's like, what you had to tell us? He's like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Y'all will find out later on. You know what I'm saying? And it was just one of those type of things where you kind of knew what was going on. And even there was another point in the show where Damian was talking to Seth Rollins, and, you know, Seth Rollins was like, you know, hey, the better man won, you know what I'm saying? You was lucky, but, you know, you was good as well. You did what you needed to do. And, you know, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to honor our gentleman's agreement. As long as you hold that championship, I won't be coming for you. And Damian Priest was like, you know, I appreciate that. That's cool. You know, but, you know, we can throw that gentleman's agreement out the door. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you want to face me, you know, I'm guessing after he has his match with Gunther, whenever you want to face me again for this World Heavyweight Championship, go ahead. You name the time and the place, and we can do this again. And this is really a telling sign, especially how he's been interacting with everyone else in the Judgment Day. And, you know, the fact that he didn't want Judgment Day members to get involved in his match at Money in the Bank. So it was just one of those things where even Seth Rollins had to, you know, like, hey, I appreciate you for being a man of your word. You can tell the babyface turn is right there. And we may get that at SummerSlam. And that's when also, you know, after Seth walked away, that's when Damian Priest answered a phone call. He's smiling like, hey, good to hear from you. Yeah, I can't wait to see you tonight. I'm like, most likely Rhea Ripley. So we get to the main event, right? We get to the main event. They're having their match. And ultimately, Liv Morgan is able to distract the ref, throwing a chair in the ring. Ref gets the chair, able to distract the ref by knocking off Rey Mysterio off the top rope. And, you know, Rey and Dom was at the top rope, ends up falling, and Dominic hits a frog splash onto Rey Mysterio, and Dominic pins Rey Mysterio for the 1, 2, 3. And I think Michael Cole said that's the first time he's actually beaten his dad, I believe. So she helped him, you know, defeat his dad. So they're celebrating in the ring, and then Dominic hugs Rhea. I mean, not hugs Liv, and then he backs away because he realized what he's doing. Then Liv jumps on him. He catches her. Then they fall in the ring, and it looks like at this point the footage is at 100% maximum. He's about to kiss her, like they're locking eyes. He's breathing heavy, she's breathing heavy. He's on top. It looks like he about to go in for the kiss and maybe get some quality pumps in on live television. And that's when Rhea Ripley's music hit. And the look on Liv's face, the look on Dominic's face, Rhea's walking with a purpose. She got a nice huge pop from the crowd, and Liv hightails it. She don't want no parts of Rhea. Like, she leaves Dominic, and Dom's in this, like, just, hey, man, hey, nice to see you. And unfortunately, they didn't have enough time, but, you know, she goes up to Dominic, and she, you know, he's looking down. She lifts his chin up like, yo, what the hell's going on here? And then Dom's trying to hit her with the, hey, nice to see you. And she kind of shoves him off like she don't want to hug him. And then they cut to the next show, because I think they were running a little behind on the time here. So, you know, that was, we all kind of speculated it was going to happen. And it does seem as if we're going to get that match at SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. And I do feel like Dom is going to turn on Rhea to help Liv retain. Because if you really think about it, Liv has done more in a sense for Dom these past few weeks, you know, few months in a sense. And just for Judgment Day and what they want to achieve, she's treating him way differently than Rhea has ever done for him. So I can see why someone would be like, yeah, nah, screw Rhea. I'm going to go with Liv. But we know Dom's you know, Dominic's, he's an asshole. You feel me? He's a prick. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that dynamic happens or goes about when Dom does turn on Rhea. I think it's going to be a very interesting scenario on how they're going to move about that, because Dom's going to need legitimate protection, not JAG protection, because Rhea's going to murder him. So it should be very interesting. We also got to talk about the CM Punk, Drew McIntyre stuff. They started off the show with CM Punk, and CM Punk pretty much was like, you know what? You know, it feels good to be back here or whatnot. You know, I'm glad to be here. But it's unfortunate that Drew's not here, because Drew decided to crash out, attack officials, hit Adam Pearce, and it's unfortunate that he's suspended. But at the end of the day, I told Drew this was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where he was like, I told Drew this was going to happen. The whole theme of the promo was consequences. There are consequences for your actions. And his consequences were what he did. You know, he caused CM Punk to get injured. He prayed for his downfall. And the consequences started at WrestleMania when he cost Drew the World Heavyweight Championship. He was only the champion for 5 minutes. Then the consequences kept going. The consequences continued at Clash at the Castle when he promised everyone he was going to win. And then he didn't because of CM Punk. And then once again at Money in the Bank, he cashed in, said he was going to win, and CM Punk cost him again. And that's the whole theme of the promo. If you do things to CM Punk, there are going to be consequences. So I love that. And he even was warning Adam Pearce. He's like, I'm not done here. I want to get my hands on Drew McIntyre. So Adam Pearce, I got to talk to you. I'm going to need you to unsuspend him because he got suspended by Adam Pearce indefinitely. I need you to unsuspend him because I need to get my hands on him. I need to finish him. That's when, I think he was trying to get Adam Pearce to come out there, and that's when Seth Rollins comes out there. Seth Rollins comes out there. CM Punk is sitting on the announce table, just making fun of Seth Rollins' entrance. And then that's when Seth was like, hey, are you just going to, now you want to be on the sidelines. Are you just going to sit on the sidelines by the commentary booth? Or are you going to actually get in this ring? Or are you too scared to? Or whatever the case. So CM Punk goes over there, and he picks up the microphone. He said, look, the last time when we was in the ring, I gave you a pass when I said on the disrespect. This time, there is not going to be no pass. So watch what you say to me. So he gets in the ring, and this was so good, bro. This is the layers now that they've added with the Seth Rollins CM Punk feud is being reunited. It's fantastic. He gets in the ring, and Seth pretty much was like, you know what? You really think the world revolves around you. You got into my business. You cost me the World Heavyweight Championship. And CM Punk, was basically trying to actually apologize. He's like, you know what? I was upset. It wasn't, I had business to handle. It wasn't my intentions for you to lose the World Heavyweight Championship. That was never my intentions. And he's like, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize for messing up your opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. But it's CM Punk, and CM Punk doesn't like Seth. He's like, but really, at the end of the day, I still don't really give a damn. Like, it's you at the end of the day. I don't like you, so I'm not really that hard pressed about it. Love that. He apologized about costing him the match, but he still had to let it be known it's you of all people, so I don't really give a damn. So it was an apology that led into essentially a non-apology. So at that point, Seth is like, this is you. Like, you never admit when you're wrong and all this other stuff. And even CM Punk was, getting fired up because he's like, at the end of the day, this man he has the bracelet of my wife and my dog. This man has disrespected me for so long. It doesn't matter if you don't give a damn. I need to handle this and finish this myself. So I like what Seth started to do towards the end of this promo. He made it very clear. He's like, you know what? Since you're so passionate and this is what you want to get your hands on Drew, I'm going to make sure that you don't. See, right now, I could attack you, but you're not medically cleared. And your body's fragile as it is. But when you are medically cleared and you want to get your hands on Drew, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. Since you took the World Heavyweight Championship from me, I'm going to take your opportunity to get your hands on Drew McIntyre. And I love that. I love that. And he said, best believe that's what's going to happen. And he walked out the ring. And I love the idea that Seth is now going to do whatever he can to take away CM Punk getting his revenge. So now CM Punk has to worry about Drew and he has to worry about Seth. This is very good. It's they can take this multiple different ways. I like the idea of Seth is going to do whatever he can to make sure that that CM Punk doesn't get his hands on Drew. And then I also like the fact that obviously Drew is going to want to murder him as well. So it's really going to be interesting how things play up leading into SummerSlam. At some point, Seth is going to get involved in this, and CM Punk's going to have to watch his back. So it could be a situation where maybe even CM Punk ends up losing the first match because of Seth Rollins. I don't know how this plays out. I don't know. We will see. I'm very excited, and I love that they're doing that. We also cut to the back, and there was a segment where Adam Pearce is talking to CM Punk, and pretty much Adam Pearce is like, look, I know you want this match. I know you want to finish this. You want to get your hands on him. Cool. But you haven't been making things any better for us either. So I will set up a meeting with Drew McIntyre next week, but you can't be here. Go home, heal up, rest up, rehab, and then we can find a time to fix this and we finish this for good. But you can't be here. So he's like, all right, cool. I won't be here. I won't show up the next week. Bet. So it's just one of those things where it's going to be very interesting. What does Drew say? What does he do now that CM Punk's not going to be here? And I love the fact that they finding a way to keep each other from like attacking each other on a consistent basis. They've been dragging out this feud. Now I wouldn't say dragging, but they've been extending this feud since the Royal, like right after the Royal Rumble. And they've done a really good job of few interactions here and there. Nothing too crazy. I think once we get closer to SummerSlam, things are really going to ramp up. And I can't wait to see what Drew has to say, because it's going to be disrespectful and he's going to crash out even more. And it's going to cause CM Punk to crash out himself. So can't wait to see what happens there. Also, one more thing before I end the video. Definitely wanted to talk about the whole not Bray, rest in peace Bray, the Uncle Howdy Wyatt Sicks situation. So Chad Gable, Jey Uso having a match, and towards the end of the match the lights start going out and we're like, uh-oh, the Wyatt Sicks, they're here. So off that distraction, Jay is able to spear Chad Gable for the win, for the 1, 2, 3. And then this was so funny. Jay realized the Wyatt's about to come and, do what they got to do. So he hits his little yeet and then dips, runs out the ring. I thought that was hilarious because most of the time wrestlers just sit there and look at the spooky, scary stuff instead of getting the hell out of the ring. So Chad realizes what's going on. She's one of the y'all know who she is. It's Nikki Cross under the mask. She's there at ringside by the announcer's table. It's smoke, fog, whatever you want to call it, all over the ring. And Chad finally bolts it out of there and gets up out of there because he don't want no parts of it. But then she turns to the announce table and gives them another tape. And then on this tape, it was pretty much, Bo Dallas talking about the people that he has with him, that he's rescued, and the family that he's built. And y'all forgot about them. And you can see, you'll see flashes of them with their mask off. Well, flashes of them with their mask on, and then it'll cut to them with their mask off. And I thought that was a really cool way to introduce some of these people, without their mask. And it was a nice little video package, video vignette, whatever you want to call it. And I love what they've been doing with those weekly. But things was different this time because later on in the show, after they showed that, later on in the show, you see Chad Gable talking to Adam Pearce like, yo, I need help. I need security or something. And, Adam Pearce is like, look, I got a lot on my plate. There's probably the reason why they're coming after you, right? And then he's like, all right, cool. He left to figure out what he's going to do. And as Adam Pearce opens his office door, you see Bo Dallas sitting in there. I was like, I like that. Very interesting. Don't know what that means. He wasn't in his, Uncle Howdy gimmick. He's just sitting there, just waiting to talk to Adam Pearce. So, very interesting stuff. A lot of great stuff happened on the show, man. Once again, I know my setup is different. I'm at my grandmother's house. Unfortunately, the weather down here wasn't too pleasant, but everyone was safe and sound, and that's all that matters. And I wanted to at least get a video to y'all talking about what's going on here, what happened on this episode of Monday Night Raw. I definitely enjoyed it. So comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite part of Monday Night Raw, man. Hopefully my power comes back on at the crib and I can get some more videos out to y'all. But I appreciate all the love and support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking me. See y'all next one.